Hi, everyone, and welcome to our newest Let's Play. That's right, we're doing Tex Murphy 3 Under a Killing Moon. Um, I I have played about 10 minutes of this 20 years ago. I got it when it came out, back when games sometimes just didn't work for you. Um, and there was no amount of tech support despite spending hours on the phone, um, or on a BBS sometimes. This, I think, we eventually, like, we had web pages, where you could do an email and maybe get someone to help you, but really ultimately, sometimes it just came down to, nope, the assortment of parts that you put together for your computer, or Gateway or Dell or IBM or not Matrox. Oh God, there's another company that, like, my stepfather exclusively bought his computers from at the time. But no matter what you did, it just wasn't going to work. And for me, this was one of those games. It would constantly crap out like 15 minutes into the game. So I have, you know, I am familiar with this. I played the ones after this, except for the most recent, the last one. Um, and this is going to be exciting because this was the full motion video game that was chosen. And this one is a weird one because it's not like Gabriel Knight 2. It's not like a lot of the other full motion video games of the time. This one has a first person investigative component, which is different from the previous Tex Murphy games. The first one being Mean Streets, which we're skipping that one because I hate it. I hated it then. I hated it in like 1989 or 1991 or whenever the hell it came out. And we're also skipping Martian Memorandum, which is fantastic, but it's a little bit too much like Gabriel Knight 1. It's one of those point and click games, and I didn't want to do just another point and click right after that. I wanted to do a full motion video game that was weird. Weird, and also kind of, one of the games that people point to and they go, this is what full motion video games were all fucking about. And intrepid Patreon supporters, thank you all, voted, and this was the one that won. So we are going on an adventure. We're going to go on an adventure that is very campy, very tongue-in-cheek noir. It's very tongue-in-cheek sci-fi. The Tex Murphy universe is very weird. It is. We're just gonna explore. Let's not even bog it down with talking about what the universe is, because honestly, this is different even from Martian Memorandum, which is the one I played, the Tex Murphy game I played the most. That had a cone head in it. Straight up had a cone head. It's a weird game. It's a weird franchise. Let's just find out together. So we're going to start here with a new game. And actually, let's take a look at the config first. Oh, Jesus. What even? This is an access ass configuration screen if I've ever seen one. Okay. Oh God, I forgot the way the walking works in this. Oh yeah, this is gonna be an adventure. This is going to be a true ass adventure. We are rendering the best. We have a high rendering. It is the slowest. They let you know. This is what they did back in the day. They were to be like, hey, just so you know, it's gonna be slow. This is charming. And we got hints on. You know what? That's default. So we'll leave that on. Maybe it'll guide us through the world of Tex Murphy. So there's not really a whole lot there. The volume looked okay. We might have to, nudge it here and there, because DOSBox gets wacky with volume. It's like when you had the PC, the tower on, like, next to, your computer, like you're next to your desk, and the PC speaker would just decide to be the thing that all the game routed the sound through. It would ignore your sound blaster, which I think we're using. Oh, did it close? No. Okay. Yeah, I know. Gotta do. Yeah, we're using Sound Blaster 16. Okay. I guess we could set our sound device. This was the shit. This right here, the fucking ports, the fucking IRQs, like that shit fucked you up. You would have to go in the auto exec bat that could fix this. You were changing shit, and it would get all fucked up and weird. Yeah. Fucking DOS, man. How did we let the computers happen? How did anyone get through the DOS era and not just go fuck this shit? Computers aren't worth it. We're going back to abacuses, whatever. Okay, so new game, and player name easy. Why is that the player name? Don't call me easy, game. What the fuck? Why is it easy? Do I put in like medium? Does it change the difficulty? Is that what's going on here? I actually, what does it say? Help. Oh, wow. Look at this help screen. This is incredible. Introduction to the storyline. Okay, let's actually, you know what? We're going to do this. Who the heck is Tex Murphy? This is beautiful. This is incredible. Wow. Okay, here we go. Tex Murphy, PI, first appeared in Mean Streets, then Martian Memorandum. In Under a Killing Moon, Tex appears during movie sequences and conversation and is played by Chris Jones, the director and co-designer of this interactive movie. Fuck yes, this is amazing. I'm so glad we chose this. Though Tex is on screen, you still have complete control over what he says and does. We had to say this at this time. This is not something that people saw a cutscene and they were like, "Oh, well, there's an actor on screen. He's going to do something else." Like we didn't know. We had no context for this. So we had to spell it out. Though Tex is on screen, you still have complete control over what he says and does. When you're not in a conversation or viewing a movie sequence, you look through Tex's eyes, controlling his movements. This is such an incredible, like, relic of this era. Like, this is amazing. Other games did not do this. This is actually kind of amazing and brilliant that this is even here. Incredible. Shout out to Chris Jones and Chris Jones's team at Access. Tex is somewhere between 29 and 49, with some premature wrinkles and a bad back. The wrinkles are a result of smoking, drinking, a poor diet, lack of exercise, and a perpetual frown. The bad back flares up every time he's reminded of his ex-wife, Sylvia. Hi, Sylvie. Despite being a good PI, a born romantic, and a generally nice guy, Tex has a talent for getting into trouble and offending the wrong people. Here we go. The inspiration for Tex is a cross between Sam Spade from the Maltese Falcon, Rick Blaine from Casablanca, and Inspector Clouseau from the Pink Panther. Since the story takes place in the year 2042, okay, 20 years, y'all, 20 years, and we're going to hit it. Tex comes across as a man out of time, someone who can handle a futuristic doodad, but dresses, talks, and behaves like a hard-boiled PI from the late 1930s. Give him a Lucky Strike, a glass of bourbon, neat, and a leggy dame, and Tex is in his element. This is the best prose in a game I have ever fucking read. Fucking Yoko Taro wishes he could. Fucking Mass Effect? What? You fucking BioWare? You think you could do this? Fucking BioShock? No. Fuck you. Fuck Last of Us. Fuck Druckmann. Fuck all the AAA games. This is it. These 3 paragraphs are better than anything in a AAA game I've read in the past 10 years. Tex Murphy is also a much better character than any fucking AAA character in the past decade. I'm willing to go even like the past 20 years. Okay, let's go back. What is the setting for Under a Killing Moon? We're going to be reading a lot this first opening episode. There are 2 types of people in the future setting of Under a Killing Moon: mutants and norms. Okay, here we go. Norms have a natural immunity to the effects of radiation, while mutants have physical deformities ranging from hideous to comical. This game has already been canceled. Race, creed, and gender are no longer the great social dividers, having been replaced by genetic quality. Wow. The majority of norms live in New San Francisco, but Tex doesn't. Despite being a norm, something in Tex's character makes him feel more comfortable around those who've been disfigured and rejected. Yikes. When the story begins, you are in your seedy, 3rd floor office in the heart of a run-down mutant section of old San Francisco. You live and work here because the rent's cheap. At least that's what you tell the few clients you get. In the streets below, mutants and norms go about their business, much of it illegal. After a quick look around the office, walk down to the street and start looking for a case. It won't take long. Okay, so there we get, this setup is, it's, what can we say? It is Cold War era race. This is Fallout to some degree, picks up on the same thing. Humans versus mutants. Humans here are called norms, which is, that carries a lot of political weight. So ranging from hideous to comical physical deformities. So, this game probably going to be a little ableist. Just going to call it now. Probably a lot. Just saying. This opening paragraph leads me to believe that this game is probably not going to be very sensitive or politically great. We're going to have some problems. But hey, we just got off the incredibly racist voodoo game. So we're picking them. We're going back in the past, and it's always fraught to go to do archaeology. All right. Where do I live and who do I know? As Tex Murphy, you make your home on the 3rd floor of the Ritz Hotel, a dilapidated boarding house on Chandler Avenue in Old San Francisco. Despite the low-rent atmosphere, the neighborhood is thriving, with several shops and businesses managing to make ends meet. The people who live and work in your neighborhood are listed below. Oh, we get a list of people here. Chelsea Bando. Chelsea runs a newspaper stand down on the street across from your office. She's a mutant, just like almost everyone else in this part of town, but you haven't been able to find anything unusual about her. Not that you wouldn't like to. Louis laments. Louis owns and runs the Brew and Stew Cafe, which isn't for everyone, with the smell of Louis's famous lamb stew or spicy chili billowing from the kitchen, then mingling with the beery breath of the patrons. People can't help but feel welcome, which is why everyone comes to Louis's. So does all the street talk. If something's going on, Louis knows about it. Rook Garner. Rook runs a pawn shop across the street from your office. He's a crusty old World War III vet who comes off as a bitter Scrooge nursing a feud with the world. But he's actually a tender-hearted guy who would take you in a cold night, feed you, clothe you, give you some cash, then tell you to get lost. So we're getting these these fantastic, very like noir sci-fi character tropes that are all kind of, ramming into one another. And like, here we have just all these characters that are, these are they're sci-fied up in a little ways, except for Louis Lamintz. Louis Lamintz is he's just a straight up like he's what's his name, Dex, the diner owner, the chef from Star Wars, that's just like he's just fucking like 1960s diner, just like short order cook who just just happens to appear into Star Wars. Like I guess this is kind of what we got here. But then like Rook Garner, Chelsea Bando, these are very like kind of like these almost like Chandler-esque characters that just happen to appear in this sci-fi future. Rook Garner, not a World War, not a World War I or II vet. Instead, he's a World War III vet. So Chelsea Bando, she's a mutant. But ultimately, she runs a newspaper stand. He runs a pawn shop. He'll tell you to get lost after taking care of you. These are very they're very entertaining characters. Okay, we have more, but we can't click on that. I guess we'll click on next. Francesca Lucida. Franny runs the Slice of Heaven pizza parlor. She's an older woman who longs for her lost youth, and her girlish flirting has become less effective with age. She's married to a creep named Sal and wants nothing more than to divorce him, take his money, and find herself a young Fabio lookalike. So there we go. And we have a Fabio reference that is incredibly out of context for this game. The world of Tex Murphy in 2042 is making young Fabio references. Okay. It just lets us, it's like one of those kind of great things because it is a clue that lets you know when that this game will, in fact, break its immersion, making scare quotes. It'll break its sense of, its own sense of reality and bring in kind of an editorial voice from our own world and inject those very like late 80s, early 90s or mid 90s references to affect not necessarily great or bad effect, but to an effect. Here we get a Fabio. We're getting, romance like 90s romance novel cover references. We're getting I Can't Believe It's Not Butter. Ardo New Pop. Ardo's an intellectually challenged mutant who works the front desk at the Golden Gate Hotel. Ka-chunk. Well, it was bound to happen. I told you we were going to get ableism. The instant you bring in mutants and norms, you're going to get ableism. There are gentle giants in the world, but Ardo isn't one of them. He's over 8 feet tall, weighs close to 400 pounds, and has a temper to match. Even worse, he gets furious when he's confused. For this reason, few people bother to talk to Ardo unless it's absolutely necessary. Yep. So there we go. Oh, wait. No, I don't want to cancel. I want to just go back. Introduction to the storyline. Now, let's see. What do I do, George? The program begins with a substantial introduction. then leaves you on your own in Tex's office. To start off, search your office thoroughly. This game is interesting because I guess they were kind of banking on people who didn't, this is like adventure games previously, in the graphic adventure games of the early 90s, late 80s, those had a smaller audience, a smaller potential audience. So I guess the potential audience for Under a Killing Moon is actually much higher because computers were becoming more ubiquitous in the household. More people had them, more people were playing games on them. This one, this has Margot Kidder and Russell Means. It's got actors in it. It's an interactive movie. More people are going to be buying that rather than, the thought was, and I don't actually know if that was the case, but more people were thought to be inclined to be picking these up that were not familiar with adventure gaming previously. So I guess it is gonna, here you go. Also, this is a new paradigm for adventure games. This game is in 3D, and Myst was a weird thing when it came out. Not everyone knew what to do with Myst. And then this game is going to be even weirder than that in some respects. So to start off with, search your office thoroughly. There are many of objects in the room that will be of use to you during the upcoming cases. Don't forget to open the desk drawers and look inside. When you finish, I'm going to forget to do this. When you finish searching the office, open the door, step outside, walk down to the street, and talk to anyone you see. To visit most of the people in your neighborhood, you'll need to enter their businesses. After asking around about some work, you'll probably find something right up your alley. Okay. So we can go back. Back. So there's some basic things, how things work, how to use the point system, how to use hotkeys, how to talk to characters, use the ask about list. So let's see how to walk. Entering movement mode, that's important. It must say, in order to move, it must say movement mode in the text box under the action window. So this game does some weird stuff with movement. It's kind of interesting, but it's also kind of annoying. I do remember this much. Press the space bar. If you have a 3-button mouse, you can enter exit movement mode by clicking the middle mouse button. That might be, hey, it works. Okay, I'll go back to how to move. To walk. Oh, I forgot about this. Walking is the basic form of movement in the game. While in movement mode, push, pull, or slide the mouse in the direction you want to go. The mouse reacts very similar to a joystick. Moving the mouse forward or back will move you or forward in a forward or reverse direction. Moving the mouse left or right will rotate you left or right. I'm so glad we have tank controls in Tex Murphy. Oh, God. When you first enter movement mode, you are standing still and the mouse is in its 0 or starting position. To move slowly, move the mouse a small distance from the 0 position. To move quickly, move the mouse a greater distance from the 0 position. You can stop by returning the mouse to the 0 position or by clicking the right mouse button or by exiting movement mode. Revving the mouse will not increase speed. Tip: once you're moving, you do not need to move the mouse except to change direction. Okay, so I guess it's not like quite tank controls. We'll see. We'll see how this works. Stopping, climbing, tilting up and down, running. While moving, press and hold down the R key. Releasing the R key will slow you to a walking place. Okay, so we can run. Tilting up and down. To tilt the view while moving, press the up arrow key on the keyboard until you reach the desired angle. To tilt the view down, press the up or down arrow key on the keyboard. Hold the key down until you reach the desired angle. You can move with the tilt on. Pressing the tab key will return you the view angle to level. This is going to be exhausting. You know what? Let's get started. We've got our introduction to the world and to Tex Murphy. We are apparently easy. Let's just do it. Look at this. This is incredible. This soundtrack, day one. Cuffing up phlegm. Wow.
So last night, after 15 years, the Colonel walks into my office. Made me take a good hard look at myself. Maybe I have hit bottom, and maybe I do look like hell. Lord knows the only exercise I've had lately is tipping the bottle and flipping cards into my hat. I gotta find some work. Contrary to what Colonel might think, I'm as good a detective as he ever was. Now I just gotta prove it. I'm gonna scare up a job today, even if it means finding somebody's lost puppy.
Okay, so here we go. We got our first full motion video clip of Tex Murphy throwing cards into a hat on the floor. And talking about someone named the Colonel who came by and made him feel bad about himself, and now we got to go and find a job, no matter what it is. So we have a hint here. That's interesting, and we have text. Oh, that does. But we've got a number of we've got these verbs kind of that are these verb buttons that are hidden behind this panel. And we've got these little lights so we can look. And I guess that just lets us know which verb is going to be used. So let's take a look.
The Scotch guard that Rudy's upholstering service put on my office chairs will stand up to anything. And I ought to know.
Gross, my guy. So we can look, and we get fully voiced.
That hutch holds a life's worth of knickknacks, paddywhacks, and the world's largest piece of elbow macaroni.
Oh, there's the elbow macaroni. Look at that.
That hutch holds a life's worth of knickknacks, paddywhacks, and the world's largest piece of elbow macaroni.
Oh God, we can't interrupt the text, the audio though.
Hip-hop English keeps me up on all the slang kids are using today.
Hip-hop English. Okay, let's just keep looking around.
This piece of art is called Two Whales on a Bender.
Good job, Tex. All right, let's try walking. Let's we'll just space bar to walk around. Oh, and we change our oh God, this is going to be this is so much. Why are there like weird bloody footprints on the floor? Okay, so now we gotta tilt. Okay, and let's stop. Okay, if we hit the right arrow key, I thought we were supposed to. Okay, that just stops us, and we can hit space, and then we can move out.
The office was actually a dance studio before I moved in, and Latin dancing is a Murphy family tradition.
Okay.
My gun. I love it so much.
Wow, the voice acting. Okay, so then after that we can also. Interesting. All right, let's get it then.
The old trusty sidearm. Been with me since the beginning. You want some of this, huh? Bam, bam. Hey, bam, bam, bam. Bam. Bam, bam. Bam. And you. Hey, Sonny, can you help me out? My girlfriend threw my gun out of the window. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, just pick it up and, hey, don't point that thing up here. That's not a toy, you know. Oh, my hell. No matter how bad things got, I always had my gun. Now I've lost that, too. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those days.
Okay, so we lost our gun out of a window. We got shot at by some kid. I really I really appreciate the director's just giving it his all here as Tex Murphy. That's incredible. I wonder, like, I mean, it's the thing is like thinking about how this must have been produced. I need to look that up because, like, you know, I mean, nowadays you could like, why? I don't know why we're not bringing more full motion video back, because you could make a fucking full motion video throwback game. Just like get your fucking phone and just like, you know, have a bad costume. Make a throwback full motion video game, y'all. You could do it. You could just film that shit and just compose it in, like, just, you know, get a green screen. Just do it.
This pure mountain spring water is indispensable, literally. I'm out of paper cups.
Oh no, we have paper cups.
This cabinet is where my old successes go to die.
So it's interesting. It's, you can't, at least I don't think you can. I don't know. I don't know, like, it doesn't really, like, you can't, like, then go move down to it. So it just kind of, you have to look and then you can open things.
Nothing here but nostalgia.
Interesting. And it doesn't change to close. It's still open. All right, let's look at the desk.
A fabulous Dior lamp. I bought it for 77 cents.
Okay. Sure, Tex.
World War IV. A dark and reactionary vision of the coming century by Rush Limbaugh III.
Rush Limbaugh the Third. So there we go. This is a world in which Rush Limbaugh existed. So I guess that makes sense. Like, Fabio then must have existed.
I spent weeks earning this baby. Best $20 I ever spent.
It's interesting to think about, like, Rush Limbaugh in this context, because, you know, how often in a day does, like, Rush Limbaugh, like, we don't talk about Rush Limbaugh. Even liberals don't talk about Rush Limbaugh the way they used to. And, like, this time in this era, Rush Limbaugh was like every fucking day. You couldn't get around him.
Hip hop English keeps me up on all the
I
slang
know.
kids are using today.
God, I really wish I could just click through those like I could in Gabriel Knight. But we can't. All right, let's go look over this desk. God. Oh God, this is this is so disastrous. Oh, okay, look. Okay, let's walk around. I don't know if I need to turn the cycles up or what, because it's real choppy. It may just be that this game is just choppy. Oh wait, here we go. Let's take a look at Tex's desk.
That hutch holds a life's worth of knickknacks, paddywhacks, and the world's largest piece of elbow macaroni. That hutch holds a life's worth of knickknacks, paddywhacks, and the world's largest piece of elbow macaroni.
So, like, part of the deal here is that, like, obviously, like, we can move around in this space. This is what early VR felt like, just in case anyone was curious. Can I use it? Oh, I can. Interesting. The WASD characters and stuff like that, I can use them to kind of shift my angle, but it actually works.
Most of these desk drawers haven't been used for so long, I'm afraid to open them.
Well, no, because we would have to open them. All right, let's see what's in here.
As usual, it's a mess. This here is my favorite desk drawer.
This is his favorite desk drawer. Do you have a favorite desk drawer?
As usual, it's a mess.
Okay, there's nothing in it. This one down here.
My old reliable faux oak desk. Nothing in here but a stamp.
Don't want to get the stamp, maybe.
Nothing in here but a stamp.
Oh, okay. We can't get the stamp.
Most of these desk drawers haven't been used for so long, I'm afraid to open them. As usual, it's a mess.
Maybe we need to actually get closer. Maybe we need to... yeah, here we go. Oh, God. Why are we walking backwards? Oh no, this is so much. The footstep Foley. It's incredible. Oh, this is like, isn't this the
Most of these desk drawers haven't been used for so long, I'm afraid to open them.
Okay, Tex. Oh, what do we got in here?
As usual, it's a mess.
No, come on.
Nothing in here but a pen.
Maybe we open it and then we walk. God, this is so... If you could walk without the mouse, like, that would just be so much better. Okay, let's see what's... Maybe we got to get right up on it and then maybe we can take that pen. What do you think? You think we can... Let's see. Can we... Oh, there we go.
This
now
is
we
probably
can...
the only writing utensil that works in the whole office.
Yeah, but you know what? It's going to be ours now. Now we've got a pen. Cool.
As usual, it's a mess.
Okay, so that's just
As
texture.
usual, it's a mess.
Okay. Well, then we should probably turn around and get that stamp. That stamp seems... There we go.
Nothing in here but a stamp.
I know, but I want to open it anyway. There we go. Get
One
that.
last $10 stamp waits patiently to be
A
licked.
$10 stamp.
Nothing in here but a stamp.
Yeah, I know. I want to pick the stamp up. There we go. An Earth stamp. $10. What's this?
My phone would work perfectly if it hadn't been disconnected.
Okay, Tex, pay your phone bill.
Toxic Taste is a novel by Lou G. Trundle, the only mutant popular enough to make the New York Times bestseller list.
Oh, good. We have a lack of diversity in literature in the publishing world in 2042 as well.
Hip-hop English keeps me up on all the slang kids are using
it's
today.
hip-hop English. Okay, fine. Who's this?
Sylvia, my ex-wife. Whenever I think things can't get any worse, I think about her and how she totally screwed up my life. She's a woman who loves a man, any time. I'll never forget the day I came home early and caught her with the upholstery man.
Oh, there you are. I just got done with the chair. I'll be sending the bill to your husband.
Oh, Rudy. Let's not think about my husband right now. I was watching you upholster and you're so big and strong.
Do you really think so?
Well, yes. God, I've only known you for 10 minutes and I feel like I've known you forever. Oh, yes, look. And look at this muscle. Oh. The way you hold me, Tex never held me like this. Oh, kiss me, Rudy, and set my lips on fire.
Okay.
Oh, Tex, honey. I wasn't expecting you home so soon.
Well, duh. Obviously. Now I know why the Roto-Rooter man keeps calling and asking whether we need our plumbing checked. Well, I gotta admit, those chairs look pretty good.
Thanks. Listen, how about I don't charge you on the labor and we call it even?
Fair enough. But from here on out, Rudy, customer servicing doesn't include my wife.
See, honey? I saved you some money again. Aren't you happy?
I married her for better or worse. Unfortunately, it never got any better.
This is the best game ever. That was so much. I love we broke into a flashback to the time Tex Murphy got low-key cucked by his upholstery man.
The Scotch guard that Rudy's upholstering service put on my office chairs will stand up to anything. And I ought to know.
Shout out to Rudy's Upholstery Servicing. Okay. Oh, what's this? This is the Arthur Murphy School of Dance. Can we open these?
The dusty credenza I've got serves only one purpose, and that's to keep the dust off the floor.
Okay. Doesn't look like it, so. That's, oh, there's something by the door. Okay. Is there anything else?
Another pile of garbage. There just aren't enough hours in the day. That's a perfect bed for a destitute PI. Small, lightweight, no sheets required.
Tex, you gotta do better for yourself, my man. Self-care is important. All right, let's take a look over here, and what's on this table? Oh,
Grimelink computer is the only valuable piece of equipment left in the office. By entering suspect information like height, weight, and hair color, I can access the suspect's personal files.
okay, so Tex got a little computer, and some.
This
weird
one
art.
really isn't art, it's a placemat from Taco Bob's.
That is the kind of humor that I expect from this game. What is it? Okay, there's your computer.
I spent weeks earning this baby. Best $20 I ever spent.
So I'm guessing that's his private eye license. Can't quite. Correspondence school. Private investigation. There we go. Worded to Tex Murphy. An answering machine.
Oh, great. Another incoming message that won't print out. If I don't get a new fax machine, I'll be out of business.
Well then, I guess we gotta get a fax machine at some point.
This cabinet is where my old successes go to die.
No, there's
Nothing here but nostalgia. This cabinet is where my old successes go to die.
okay. It's only gonna let us open that top one.
Nothing here but nostalgia.
Okay, let's close that. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's walk over by the door now, I guess. We'll get there eventually. Okay, let's take a look at this.
Oh boy, mail.
Mail. We love mail.
Oh boy, mail.
We get 2 pieces of mail. So let's look at my inventory. Okay, so we have a pen, a stamp, a credit card application, a sales flyer, and a surgery gift certificate. Let's take a look at this. Examine.
A pre-approved electronic shop credit card application addressed to the previous occupant. Just needs to be signed, stamped, and mailed.
Well, we've got a pen that we can use on the credit card application. Combine with pen. Are we gonna do it? Hey, we got a filled out credit card application. Now we just need an envelope and a stamp. We got a stamp. Can we combine that with that? Does that work? Oh, okay. We don't need an envelope. We just need a stamp. We just put the stamp on. I don't know that that's how anything works, but sure.
I need to run this thing down to the auto post box on the street.
Okay. Sure. Okay. There we go. We learned how to combine items.
My phonograph's an old family heirloom. I love to play the classics. Kool and the Gang, Peaches and Herb.
The classics in 2042 are Cool in the Gang and Peaches and Herb. Let's see. Can we? Oh no, that's. Oh, okay. If I right click, I can turn things on or off. Okay.
My phonograph's an old family heirloom.
Oh, if I hit the space bar, it can make him shut up. That's good to know. All right, let's go out the door. Oh, we're gonna have to walk manually. Are we gonna have to do this? We're gonna have to navigate the stairs. No. Okay, we're walking.
The air outside
was
feels
amazing.
thick, like I'm breathing through a pair of dirty gym socks. It's a high radiation day. Most everyone will be staying inside, but I need to hunt for some work. I always like to start the day with the traditional PI breakfast. That hits the spot.
The way it loads in, oh my god, this is incredible. The way these graphics are done, I don't even know what's going on here. This is amazing. Look at like the way the skybox isn't even like really like a skybox. It's like a series of just tile walls, and then the ceiling is black. That's incredible. Oh, what's even going on here? I don't know. Okay. Well, so let's see.
Chelsea runs a first-rate newsstand.
Okay, that's Chelsea's newsstand.
Rook Garner runs this pawn shop.
That's Rick Garner's pawn shop.
The ruins of old San Francisco make for a bleak landscape.
I forgot we were in old San Francisco for a second, and I was just like, oh, is Tex Murphy in the middle of like the Arizona? No, it's not. Okay, so let's get back to interactive mode, and let's. Okay, so we need to. I hope you can't just wow, that's amazing. Okay, we just need to go down the stairs. Let's try going down the stairs, Tex. Okay, we're walking down the stairs. This is bleak. This is incredible. Like this sells this like awful post World War III like landscape just by virtue of how it looks like. This is what the metaverse was going to look like in 1990, when we were going to have VR and we were all going to like exist in this, and this is going to be the future, where we had big clunky headsets and used power gloves wired to our SCSI ports. This was it. And we had these big magnifying glasses that floated in front of us, and we controlled them with our hands. That was the future. For more on this, please listen to a dear friend Michael and Cameron's Just King Things podcast. You got to subscribe to their Patreon, but their episode on the Lawnmower Man scare quotes adaptation does actually go into a lot about the 90s view of VR and tech utopianism and things like that that will be very interesting to you. I no doubt.
My trusty 31 lightning bolt speeder. I still regret not getting the sunroof option.
Mean Streets required you to fly around, and it had this terrible bad flight simulator component to it, and it was awful and miserable, and I hated it every second of it. But you had to fly this goddamn thing around. It handled like a cheap beat up used car that you were trying to fly through the air. Okay, let's go over here to the newsstand. Let's talk to Chelsea. Hey, Chelsea. The way you kind of approach these static sprites is incredible. This is so good. Death magazine with an Abraham Lincoln on the cover. We get a New Yorker.
Chelsea keeps a well-stocked selection of magazines. I wish I could afford to buy a couple. Life hasn't been the same since my True Detective subscription ran out.
So this is very funny. We get a New Yorker. We've got a Death magazine as opposed to Life, but it's got Abraham Lincoln on the cover. I think this is supposed to be like a Newsweek knockoff. Let's talk to Chelsea.
Chelsea's a hot little number. I hear she's a mutant, but it doesn't show. The only weird thing about her is she won't go out with me.
Okay, Tex.
Chelsea Bando's the kind that could hold her own with anyone, but she has a way of turning my knees to jelly. She's a mutant just like everyone else in this part of town, but she's a real beauty.
Well, hello, stranger.
Okay, so we get, this is our dialogue menu. So we don't get to choose actual text. It looks like we choose kind of a mood. So we have subtle innuendo, lovesick puppy, or charmingly curious. I think Tex is going to go with subtle innuendo. That seems like a Tex Murphy thing.
Hey, sweetheart. Know anyone who could use my services today?
Well, I guess that depends on which services we're talking about, big guy.
Blatant innuendo, sleazebag offer, play stupid. Sleazebag offer is what we're going.
You know, I am a certified love mechanic. You ought to drop by my service station sometime. I'll make you a drink and give you a tune-up.
Gee, Tex, you know, that kind of talk could get you into trouble, but I don't drink with customers.
This is incredible. This is amazing. Stud response, blue collar offer, pricked by Cupid's arrow. I like that, you know, we really put an effort into these descriptive terms that really, like, I have no idea what any of these could be. This is great. So let's just do blue collar offer.
I'd be happy to throw in a chili dog with that drink.
Wow, Tex.
Well, an offer like that, oh, that's hard to refuse. But no thanks. So, is there something I can do for you?
Okay, so it's a cut right there where we're done with our little cute little banter conversation sequence, and then it cuts right to now it's time to either end the conversation or to use this function. We get a topics. We have topics here. Topics, if I remember correctly, they're from the previous Tex Murphy games too. Both Mean Streets and Martian Memorandum had a topic list, and you'd have to, like, you know, pick up the topics from, like, you know, investigating and adventuring and talking to people. Very similar to the Gabriel Knight system. So let's ask about.
Brooke acts like a tough guy, but he's a softie. Just don't tell him that to his face.
Does each one of these, like, wow, they filmed each one of these little dialogue bits.
Oh, you know me, Tex. I'm just making ends meet. Oh, you know me, Tex. I'm just making ends meet.
This outfit is extremely the 90s. This is someone's, like, 90s like boho mom. She's got her hat and her vest that make her too young for her. But also, why did we ever do that? Why did we think those were looks? Actually, Chelsea rules. Chelsea Bando, best character. Let's ask about Louis Lamintz.
I love Louis, but his friendliness doesn't fool me. He's a sharp one. He knows everything that's going on in this neighborhood.
Okay.
Franny's a live wire. Either she or Sal is going to do time for killing the other one. I have never seen a couple fight like they do. Sal's a handful. He's a nice guy, but I don't know, I feel kind of naked when he gives me the eye. Luckily, Ardo seems to like me. I mean, if I were on his bad side, I'd be tempted to relocate. He could crush a Subaru with one hand.
There is a subtlety. There is a nuance to the way full motion video acting was done in this era. Especially this kind of conversation, this kind of, like, you know, these like very siloed conversation bits where there is very much a very specific aesthetic and style to them. It's really just kind of very charming. Even at the time, it was one of those things where it was just like, you know, the way.
Luckily, Ardo seems to like me. I mean, if I were on his bad side, I'd be tempted to relocate. He could crush a Subaru with one hand.
these like kind of like big arm gestures. It's very like got this kind of like middle school winter play production kind of quality to it, but it's not amateurish. It's just there's like a lack of guile. But there's still this kind of naivete about it. It's really, really interesting. Like it really does. It does have this kind of play quality to it that we don't have anymore. Now we are much more cinematic now. But at the same time, like it's not quite really like theater acting. It's just it's elusive. Maybe by the end of this, we'll make a better sense of it. There's something about the way the gestures and like the facial expressions, and it's interesting because like facial expressions. This was low resolution. You really need to be expressive with your face and your body to make those motions stand out. But you also didn't want to be too motiony because the more motion you did, like that made the animation quality suffer. So like the actual like graphical quality would suffer.
Wish I could help you there, Tex.
Okay. Doesn't know anything about Terminal. All right. Let's we'll mosey on. This newsstand sprite. Okay, let's I guess we'll turn. Should we go to Rooks next? Guess we should go to Rooks next. That makes the most sense. Just slowly rendering this game. You just walk into it. How do we enter Rooks? Ah, there we go. And now we can walk in. We have to open it to the weird
Rick Garner
painting.
runs this pawn shop. He's a crusty old World War III vet with a face like a raisin and a tongue like a butcher's cleaver.
I can't wait to find out more. Oh, look at this pawn shop.
What do you want, Murphy?
Okay, so we just walked in. We're straight into the conversation. Caustic wit, obliviously conversational, or cautiously inquisitive. We're gonna be
Looks like someone didn't get
sarcastic.
enough fiber in his breakfast this morning.
Shut up, Murphy. The last thing I need right now is a yappy-mouthed wise guy.
What is this voice? Why is this me playing Final Fantasy XI voice? We're gonna be cheerfully
Sorry, you
apologetic.
just look like you could stand to be lightened up a bit.
I just got my wallet lightened. Does that count? Last night, someone
Is this
broke
a
into my pawn
case?
shop. I don't usually have anything of great value, but yesterday I gave out a fair amount of cash for an extremely valuable diamond bracelet.
We're gonna investigate
How
a
much
bit.
is a fair amount of cash?
In this case, $8,000.
Okay, well, a stamp is $10. So, how much is that? Verbal sucker punch. Let's do verbal sucker
You know, Rick,
punch.
I've got a bridge I'd like to hawk.
You're a riot, Murphy. Do you mind if I continue? The bracelet was pawned by a young girl named Emma Nimpton. She said she hated to hawk a family heirloom, but had no choice. She said she would reclaim the bracelet in a month. Well, since the bracelet was worth 10 times the $8,000 I loaned her, it was a good deal for me.
Okay. Vibe check. We can do a vibe check, or we can have a keen observation. We can facts. Vibe check.
What was your impression of the girl?
She seemed real nice. I don't know what I'm going to tell her. I called her this morning, but a line is disconnected.
Okay, so some dame showed up and pawned her family heirloom, and she was going to come back for. God, I swear to God, I've seen this. This is like a plot beat from at least one noir film. Probably like a dozen, honestly. But the I just pawned it just to get the 8,000. I'll be back to buy it in a month. I'm having like big, we used to get this like antenna channel called Movies, and they used to do Sunday Night Noir, and my partner and I just absolutely would just like watch it, and like watch from like, it was like from like started at like 7 p.m. until like 4 a.m. And they'd show like just, you know, just hours and hours and hours of noir films. It was great. Okay, so casually inquisitive, casually investigative, looking for work. You know what? Let's not beat around the bush. We're looking for work.
Sounds like my vast experience as a PI could come in handy.
Yeah, it couldn't hurt. The police are no help. A mutant is on his own when he gets robbed in this town.
I'd appreciate your help. I'm not a rich man, but if you find the bracelet, I'll owe you a few favors, which could come in handy. Come back here and I'll show you where they broke in.
Okay.
Rook takes me out back and shows me where the burglar broke in. The back window is busted out and the latch is ripped. It's a sloppy job. As I start my investigation, I'm looking for information to enter into my crime link computer back at the office. One thing's for sure, Emma Nimpton won't be one of the suspects' names. Every PI worth his salt knows that's not my name spelled backwards.
God damn it. Why would someone give that as a name, though? Okay, so let's...
Well, obviously, the window was broken from the outside. Well, that's the sturdy, worm-eaten back door to Rook's pawn shop. I wonder what all these garbage cans are doing around here. Maybe Rook is running a low-rent hostel.
All right, let's. I guess you gotta look around. Okay. What do we got here?
These are empty, jumbo-sized cans of Camel's chunky chocolate soup. Good.
Yep, that is extremely the kind of humor we can expect from adventure games in the 90s, and also particularly the Tex Murphy adventures.
The empty bottles of chocolate syrup lying all around this alley all look like they've been licked clean.
Bro, why are we going so hard on the chocolate?
The empty bottles of chocolate syrup lying all around this alley all look like they've been licked clean.
Okay, so someone's back here eating Camel's chocolate soup with chocolate syrup.
These disgusting piles of trash remind me of Aunt Betty's annual yard sales.
Okay.
Like Rook always says, you can cut corners here and there, but there's nothing like a quality garbage
Ooh,
can.
we can move the quality garbage can. And underneath is a key.
Looks like a key of some kind.
Let's take that key. Let's examine that key. Look at this. We get a little 3D spinning model of key from Alley. Okay.
Whoever uses these garbage cans is either a terrible shot or is saving them for that special piece of trash.
Okay.
Like Rook always says, you can cut corners.
Move it back. Okay. I guess let's investigate some more over here. There's lots of bottles of chocolate syrup. Okay, it's on the floor right here. There's lots of... Oh, there's a footprint. It's a chocolate footprint.
Looks like a shoe print is outlined in that sticky pool of something resembling chocolate. Footprint's about a size 14.
Okay, so we got a size 14 shoe chocolate footprint. We got some chocolate over here. What's this?
The baby rum wrapper looks like it was left recently. Yep, still warm.
Okay. So, someone going that way. Let's look over here. What's this? We're slowly getting the hang of the movement.
It's one of those basketballs they used to give away at Weenie World.
Weenie World.
10 seconds left. Down by 1. Murphy has the ball. He fakes. He drives. It's a 360. He's fouled.
The way they did that animation is incredible. Also, that is where this game would break for me every time. I very vividly remember that now. Like, I remember the ball freezing in midair and then it just crashing and dumping to DOS. Amazing. So I finally, after I don't know how many years it's been, when did Tex Murphy come out? Yeah, let's find out. This game came out in 1994. So I was, so it's a year after Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers. I was 11 when this came out. But I remember the basketball bouncing and it getting to right here, and then it freezing, and then it just ditching to DOS. This is wild. Okay. What's this? Huh. I can't look at that.
The empty bottles of chocolate.
Okay. Yes, let's look up a little bit. I don't see anything. The chocolate shoe print leading this way seems to be the better clue. Should we look at the dumpster? Let's look at the dumpster. Eat. Kill mutants. What's this?
Whoa. This antique boombox worked. I bet it'd only play the Bee Gees.
Okay, now we've got a radio.
Oh, man. This dumpster smells like 20-year-old mayonnaise, and I ought to know.
Do you think like the guy who made this game like had like a really bad like bachelor period, and just like he was like eating bachelor chow and had like 20-year-old mayonnaise? I wonder.
Well, I'll be darned. Except for the filth and stench, the interior isn't much different than the average studio apartment. In fact, it's nicely furnished. Someone's been living here, and I wonder if he saw anything.
Okay, so someone's been living in the dumpster, and we got to find them. Okay.
Well, I'll be darned.
Okay, so what do you know? We can't really get up in there, I guess. Is there anything around this side? Carnaby Clinic. Says
Another billboard advertising cosmetic surgery. It's big business these days. Mutants with money will pay anything to look like norms.
so we're getting cosmetic surgery. That's how you know we're in the 90s. We're talking about plastic surgery. Is this anything?
Oh, I would love to see my ex-mother-in-law squeeze through there.
Oh, we can move it.
Oh, I would love to see my ex-mother-in-law squeeze through there.
So can we squeeze through there now? Where does this get us? Does this get us any? Oh, loading. Please stand by. Okay, now we're in a different part of town, or we're just not in the alley anymore. Okay, I guess now we have a shortcut to the back alley. There's an electronics shop. What's this over here? Oh, this is trash. Oh, the little trash decals. Are there any more footprints? No. What do we have over here? What's going on?
Louis Laments runs the Brew and Stew, which is a local hangout.
Okay.
These posters somehow survived the big war. They're bitter reminders of the past glory of this great city.
It's funny because like with Martian Memorandum and Mean Streets, Tex Murphy is much less this caricature. He really finally grows into this like kind of noir character here. We should actually save our game. I think we've done a lot. Auxiliary panel. Aha, there we go. Let's save. Oh, is it auto-saving? Increment file and save. Add comment. So we're supposed to say diamond bracelet hunt. We're on the hunt for diamond bracelet. Okay, so we saved our game, and let's keep walking around. This is. We don't want to go this way. Oh, something happened there. Radioactive area. Please stay clear. Look at this. Look at this. Is so just ugly. It's incredible. You see the seams in the tiles there, and then just look what is even going on here. This is just nothing. This is just a massively compressed artifacty blob. This is so good.
And there are signs of radioactivity everywhere.
Okay. Dope. Turned a little bit too quickly there. Cable cars, bridges. That's San Francisco in a nutshell.
These posters somehow survived.
Okay, yeah. We go in this way. It's this.
Francesca Lucida makes the spiciest pizza in the city. The only thing spicier than her cooking is her imagination. And right now she seems to have a thing for me.
Get some, Tex. Okay, how do we get in here? I want to go meet Francesca. You're going to piss off Sal?
Francesca Lucida makes...
Okay. Let's go talk to Francesca Lucida. God, walking around the scuba. All right, let's...
Well, it's that a handsome P.I. Tex Murphy. Have you come to take me away?
Cowboy humor. Cowboy humor.
How'd you guess? You must have seen my white horse hitched to the railing out front.
Oh my, Mr. Murphy, you certainly know how to excite a girl.
Sex appeal humor, get more formal. Shatter the fantasy of a lonely woman. Jesus. Can we save in the middle of a conversation? We can. Let's try that out. Let's oh, okay, look at that. Interesting location talking to Francesca Lucida. Let's increment, let's save talking to Francesca. File already exists as shown above. Replace with a new save. Yeah, sure. Let's shatter the fantasy of a lonely woman, see what happens.
Okay, look, I was only joking. I came by to ask you some questions.
Oh, pooh! All the business and no pleasure makes even a private dick a dull boy. What do you want?
What is this? What is this accent? Okay, that's not a real answer that I wanted to give. So, oh, look at this. Look at this is like a very extensive save system. Wow. Why are there save files from 1994? What is going on here? What? I just bought this game today on Steam. Yeah. We're going to just delete these because these are going to fuck me up. I don't know what's going on there. I don't remember these like as part of the original game or anything like that. We're just going to... Huh. I don't know what that's about. 10/10, 1994. These weird saved games. Unless that was just... I guess is it easy because you can load it up and just blitz through the game that way? I don't know. It's weird. If you know, like let me know. You can find me on Twitter. I'm also going to look up and find out myself. See if I can, if there's anything weird about it. Okay, so let's resume.
How'd you guess? You must have seen my white horse hitched to the railing out front.
Oh my, Mr. Murphy, you certainly know how to excite a girl.
All right, let's sex appeal
Well,
humor.
that's what I've been told.
Let's
Almost
let's
got
make
my
her
own
happy.
900 number before getting into the PI biz.
Well, I certainly would have subscribed. What can I do for you, Mr. Sexy Voice?
Okay, so now we can just ask her about things. Let's see what we got.
Rook is a tough old geezer. I've known him ever since we opened the Slice of Heaven back in 32, but I can't say I know him very well.
This woman, this character is amazing.
Chelsea is a nice girl. Sal tries to flirt with her, but she doesn't give him the time of day.
This is not remotely an Italian accent this woman is doing. It's beautiful.
I like Louis. He runs a nice place, and I go over there and chat with him when the business is slow. Well, I was hoping you'd get around to asking about me. I'm just a lonely, hot-blooded woman who needs the love of a good, strong man.
This is no one's accent.
Me and Sal got married too young, and it's been up and down ever since. I've had enough of his drinking and the womanizing, and I divorce him in a second, but he's got a couple of buddies who are top lawyers. If I had some hard evidence of his screwing around, I could divorce him and get a decent settlement.
Okay, so we can. There's another potential job here. We get some evidence about Sal. We come back, give it to Francesca. She get a divorce and be happy. So that's another thing out there floating around in the world for Tex Murphy to do.
Ardo is an overgrown kid. He comes in here for the all-you-can-eat buffet, and I've got to kick him out every time. If I didn't, he'd eat everything we got.
He's an overgrown kid. Well,
Can't help you, Tex.
no one knows who Colonel is. All right, let's talk about the bracelet.
Sorry, I don't know anything about that. I heard that Rook's place got robbed. It scares me to death. There's so much crime in this part of the city.
Okay, here we go. Good here. Oh, didn't I see a mailbox somewhere around here? I thought I saw a mailbox. There's the mailbox. Let's go put our credit card application in the mailbox. Okay, inventory. Ready to mail application. Let's use it. On the
Postal service has gotten much faster since the stamp price went to $10. I should get my credit card back tomorrow morning.
Cool. That's not your credit card, Tex. That's previous tenants, I thought. All right. Guess let's go check over the diner. Slowly getting a hang on the navigation. I love that we're walking into just this tile
Brew and
pixel.
Stew is run by Louis Lamintz, a bloated mutant with a heart bigger than his waistline. Everyone comes to Louis' cafe. So does all the street talk. If something's going on, Louis knows about it.
What can I do for you, Mike?
So here we go. It's interesting because Martin Memorandum actually had they used these photographs of people in costumes and prosthetics and things like that instead of kind of the hand painted art that Gabriel Knight and Monkey Island did. So but they had greater fidelity than the full motion video captures do, which obviously, but it's interesting what they gave up the fidelity of that for the motion, and it's interesting because I think I don't necessarily know that it was necessarily like either. It wasn't necessarily a trade-off in kind of the aesthetic kind of value sense. Like it's just, it was a decision they made. It was like, we wanted to do full motion video. We gain emotion. We do lose in fidelity, but it's neither one is more expressive than the other, I feel. It's just that this was something that they could now do. Martian Memorandum was a diskette game. You couldn't put motion video and audio on a diskette. It just wouldn't work. So what are we doing here? Suds and hugs? Ear bending or Mr. Broke. I really love, these are such expressive, this isn't like, purple or red or blue. Those were the colors for Dragon Age 2. It's not Paragon or Renegade. It's like, what are we doing here? Let's say we're Mr. Broke.
Well, for starters, you could give me a job. I've forgotten what a paycheck looks like.
I hear you, Mike. Last week I had to lay off half my kitchen help. Times are pretty tough, but it could be worse.
Well, hopefully looking for work. Oh yeah, callous response. Tex is not a callous guy. Well, let's be hopeful.
So you haven't heard of any major unsolved crimes in the neighborhood, have you?
Sorry, Mike. But I'll sure let you know if I hear of anything.
Okay, let's ask him about the bracelet.
Rook told me about the bracelet, but I don't know anything more about it.
We can get this tight shot. It actually gets more fidelity when we do that. That's interesting. It also it's interesting to choose like what they choose for the shots of how the character's going to respond to you. Like here we got a very close, tight shot of Rook. With Francesca, it was a little bit further away, a little bit of distance. With the pawnbroker, we were it's like right by the doorway.
Rook's been robbed before, but he's never had anything really valuable taken. This is gonna set Rook back for a while. Too bad the cops have turned a blind eye.
His accent kind of like drifts, but then it's really just the prosthetic teeth are the formation of the accent here. Okay.
Rook's an ornery old cuss. Me and him are old buddies. We fought in the big war together. He's one person you can trust in these troubled times.
Okay.
Chelsea acts tough, but she has to be with all the scum around. And she's as smart as she is pretty. She knows a lot of what goes on in the shadows.
So we should talk to Chelsea about the bracelet and the burglary, I think.
Yeah, things are a little slow, but I'm getting by. Having to lay off some of my kitchen help hurt my pride more than anything.
Okay.
Sal's a big guy with an appetite for food, wine, and women. He comes by here most every day for lunch.
Oh. So now we know we can come by here for lunch and probably catch Sal doing something.
Granny's a fireball. She and Sal opened the pizza place 7 to 8 years ago, and they've been fighting ever since. Bardo comes in now and again. Usually orders a couple of steaks and a chocolate milk. His temper's as short as he is tall. And he's only got one oar in the water. A bad combination.
Well.
Sorry, Mike. Can't help you there. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, okay.
Can't help you there.
We already asked about the bracelet and the burglary, so They don't really have a whole lot of new. It's interesting that like the shops are really just conversation. They cut into conversations. There's no like kind of walking around the shop or investigating the shop, which I think is good. You know, it's a good use of constraining the narrative and exploration. The exploration's okay. Like I'm not gonna. It's not. We're having some graphical glitches there. All right, let's go try and talk to Chelsea, and maybe then we'll call that a first episode. We'll see if Chelsea knows anything about the burglary.
Chelsea's a hot little number. I hear she's...
Yeah, I know. Oh, that's a terrifying... Oh, it moves.
Hi, Tex. How's the investigation going? Is there anything I can do to help?
Well, let's ask about stuff. Let's ask about the bracelet.
Sorry, I haven't heard anything about that.
Okay. You're right next door, though, Chelsea.
Yeah, you know, I remember Rook told me about the burglary. You know,
Ah,
I remember
here we
a
go.
stranger hanging around the past couple of days. It might be a dead end, but I seem to remember that the guy had these bright green eyes and a tattoo of an anchor on his arm.
Okay. So we got some green eyes and a tattoo of an anchor. That's a clue. That's a real ass clue. All right. So, and it's our Hotel Ritz. It's where Tex Murphy lives. And it's the only car on the street, which is really kind of entertaining. But yeah, I think that's where we'll call it this week, and we'll be back next time to investigate more and find out where this bracelet burglary is going to lead us, because clearly that's just, you know, that's that inciting event. That's that little small case that then just breaks bad in like a dozen different ways. And so I'm excited to see that. Look at that, points 57. We've already got 57 points. This is some serious exploration point adventure game and inflation going on here. But stamps are $10 in the world of 2042. So, you know, not surprised. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us, joining me. This is fun. This is going to be such a blast as we go through this adventure game. And yeah, I'm excited to see more of these incredible full motion videos with you all. So, until next time, take care. Bye.